Look, the guy named Diddley had a dream so big it made him feel all giddy. He loved UFC, the fights and the thrills, so he started a podcast to share all the chills. Oh, Diddley's on the mic with the final strike, talking UFC, NFTs all night. From the octagon to the blockchain, he's got the hype. Tune in, listen up, it's the final strike. Down the fights, every punch and kick, analyze the moves, every trick and flick, comparing each fighter, their strengths and flaws. Diddley's insights would leave you in awe. Oh, Diddley's on the mic with the final strike, talking UFC, NFTs all night. From the octagon to the blockchain, he's got the hype. Tune in, listen up, it's the final strike. Every punch and kick, analyze the moves, every trick and flick, comparing each fighter, their strengths and flaws. Diddley's insights will leave you in awe. Oh, Diddley's on the mic with the final strike, talking UFC, NFTs all night. From the octagon to the blockchain, he's got the hype. Tune in, listen up, it's the final strike. NFTs and fighters, a digital blend. Diddley's got the scoop, he's always on trend. From rare collectibles to the latest bout, the Final Strike podcast, there's never a doubt. Listeners from afar, they gather around for Diddley's insights, the best in town. With every episode, his fame would grow. The Final Strike podcast, the ultimate show. Even when the market's tough and times are lean, Diddley's resilience shines, he's always keen. Through highs and lows, he stands his ground. In the world of UFC, he's renowned. Oh, Diddley's on the mic with the final strike, talking UFC, NFTs all night. From the octagon to the blockchain, he's got the hype. Tune in, listen up, it's the final strike. Podcast stream, bringing UFC and NFTs to the mainstream. With every word, he lights up the night. The Final Strike podcast, shining so bright.
It's a little off, isn't it? That's better. Good morning, everybody. It's a little early. Your boy's a little off. Happy fight day. Happy Saturday. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you're at. Should be some good ones today. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on the video for your boy. Gonna make this a quick one today, because the fights do start at the top of the hour. So not going to be on too long, so that way everybody can get their pick'ems and everything in there. Thank you, everybody, for popping in. We will give away 2 rares today. Pop that up right there on the bottom. Get your TFSPs in the chat, and I will run 2 rares at the end of the show. So get your TFSPs in the chat, and yeah, let's get cooking here. We took a week off last week. There wasn't a challenge. So the fight card was a little wasn't too crazy. So took the week off. We're back this week. The fight card does start early. And we did get a challenge this week. No challenge last week. It was a community challenge for another comment. So we did get a challenge this week. And not the hardest challenge for sure. And I know a lot of people were somewhat upset, especially whenever there's a week taken off or some time taken off. When the challenges come back, they do expect something big. But overall, it's not the worst. Definitely not the worst we've seen. It is for an uncommon. It's 1 challenge only. What do we got here? RRX, what's up, brother? Good morning. Good morning and welcome in. Didn't expect a hard one. Don't expect a hard one until 314 according to the mods. So yeah, cuz everybody was kind of flipping yesterday like what the hell? So it looks like we won't get a big one until that Miami pay-per-view, which is stacked. So let's get into it here. It's a challenge for an uncommon moment. We don't know the reward yet. We'll get to the reward in a little bit. But with that said, you got to do 2 steps in order to complete this challenge. And step 1, you could do it in 3 different ways. And then step 2 is pretty much set in stone, pretty easy to kind of decipher there. So we'll start off with step 1. So for step 1, you can either collect one of these. So it either the Kevin Holland Epic or the Leon Edwards Fandom. So you just need to have one of those and you complete path A. All right. Path B, you would need 2 of the people in this list. You can't have dupes. So you would need 2 separate fighters out of any of the rares in this list. So Allberg and Brady, Molly McCann, and Jan Blachowicz. So you need to have 2 of those 4 rares. Bada bing, bada boom. You complete path B. So you only need 2 moments here. Path C is 1 of each. So 4 total. So you would need all 4 of these right here. Leon Edwards, Kevin Holland, Marcin Tybura, and Arnold Allen. Having all 4 of those completes path C. So whichever path you decide completes step 1. So A, B, or C completes step 1. Step 2 is you do have to burn one of the following common moments. So any single moment off of this list, it could be multiples, it could be 2 Sean Brady's, 3 Molly's, whatever you got, right? But any of the names on this list, their common moments will need to be burned for step 2. And that's how you complete the challenge. So, a couple examples. Somebody has a Kevin Holland Epic and they burn a Molly McCann. Bada bing, bada boom, you're done with the challenge. So, a lot of different paths here for people to complete. And then we do have Champ Club Pass as well. Any of the following champion tier moments auto completes the challenge for you. So if you have a Leon champ, a Jan champ, or a Tom Aspinall champ, you do get a auto completion as well. Shout out to the good guys out at Flovana. As always, these guys are keeping us in the loop here with the challenges as they drop. If you haven't seen their website, give it a check, especially on challenge day, because it makes life a lot easier when you're trying to decipher these things. I haven't burned anything myself. I do plan on making some burns here. But as you can see, we are at 501 completions so far. I believe it has my autocomplete in there. If I put my name in here, it should pop up. Yeah, there's my one autocomplete. So, yeah, I'm just waiting on burning here because obviously as a set collector and epic set holder and rare set holder, you got all these moments in hand, right? Got dupes of a lot of them as well. So, we'll have to decipher how many exactly I want to do based on how many burnables I got. And the nice thing about this website, it shows you what you got, man. It shows you what you got right here, you know? So I got dupes of a lot of these guys, but I am holding sets for a specific reason. I have 2 S2, S1 sets specifically. I have 3 S2 sets on the commons. So I got to see what I'm working with. But we are at 500 so far. Could get even higher than that. So who knows? Who knows what we'll end up at? But I'm pretty sure it'll be in that uncommon range. And then for the reward, guys, for the reward, this is where it gets a little interesting. So we'll get a fan voted Series 2 moment from one of these three fighters. You got Mick Parkin, Morgan Charrier, and Nathaniel Wood. And then also there's a little kicker here if anybody missed it. If any fighter without a UFC strike moment gets a finish on the card, they'll be eligible to get added to the vote. And up to a maximum of 2 additional choices. So if there's if there's a couple good finishes on this card for people that don't have strike moments, this could be a good one. Could be a good one. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of completions pretty quickly without really knowing what the reward is yet. But who knows? I mean, if the fight card turns out to be great and we get a lot of finishes, could be an interesting reward for sure. Haven't burned yet. Like I said, I'm gonna wait and see how it all pans out. And back to Flovana, we could just take a quick peek. Some of these burns are up to $3 a piece, but a lot of them, Jan, Molly, and Gunner, are still $2. On the bottlenecks, Kevin Holland's 200, Leon's 157 for path A. For path B, you got Allberg is the expensive one there, but why get an Allberg when you could get a Sean Brady and a Jan and you're good to go? These 4, not too expensive on this track. You got your Kevin Holland rare sitting at $12, and then Leon's at $6-7. So not too bad, guys. Not too bad. But that's the challenge. Kind of glad it's not the hardest challenge and a shorter challenge, so I could get right into the fight card here. Because yeah, we're getting close to the wire. Don't forget to get those TFSPs in the chat. I will be running those 2 rears at the end of the show. Yep. Well, I don't know if we're gonna get the roofie KO out of that option. If any fighter, it's got to be a finish from this card. It's got to be a finish for Tears. Or did they say we'll get roofie? Or is roofie an option now? Did they say that in Discord? I didn't catch it in Discord, but at UFC strikes discretion with consideration for tier fighter and finish quality. Well, I mean, at discretion, if people wanted to throw roofie in there for a collector's choice, why not? I know they went with guys on the card, but shit. I'm pretty sure everybody would vote for that roofie. But it looks to me like it's based on this card only. But who knows? Meant a couple weeks ago. Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. 100%. I think that's probably why this is happening now. All things considered. So that's the challenge this week. That's what we got for strike. So far the challenge is cooking. It is cooking. Last thing I do want to mention for strike is our outstanding rewards, guys. The list that keeps on giving. So, what we got in the hopper. We are waiting on Gabriel Bonfim's rare. Anthony Hernandez's rare. Bobby Green's epic. Bruno Ferreira's common. And then we will also add to the list whichever moment we vote for here on Collector's Choice Challenge number 10. And with that said, we move on from strike into the fight card today. And don't forget, get those TFSPs in the chat. I'm going to be running those 2 rears at the end of the show. And we are getting close because I am only going through the main card today. Main card only. There are some Some interesting prelims, some good ones for sure. There's a lot of heavy favorites too on this card. A lot of heavy favorites, but some fun fights for sure. The Fletcher Kalen fight should be good. They say Gurum's probably gonna maul this guy in the grappling. We'll see about that. A lot of people are betting the Indian lady here, Pooja Tomar, because she was a pretty good dog earlier in the week, but that line has moved down for sure. People think Shauna Bannon's kind of overrated, so no, a lot of people are looking at that one. You got CLD as a heavy favorite against Pulayev. I don't know what's going to happen there. It's an interesting one. Could be a shakeup for a lot of shit there. We'll see. We'll see. Got the Russian tag, EV multiplier plus 400. I don't know. Tybura Parkin should be a fun one. Parkin's challenge reward potential. So if he's undefeated. Tybura, very battle tested in the divisions, fought a lot of good guys in that weight class, but we'll see. We'll see. I think Parkin's got the edge and the power for sure. So we'll see. But he could wet blanket a lot of people and steal minutes in fights. So we'll see how that one goes. Kavanaugh Dos Santos is another fun one. Kavanaugh's a heavy favorite. I think he is probably better all around, but these Dos Santos definitely got a significant height and reach advantage here in this one. So it's an interesting one. Interesting one. Might be able to catch a subby or something. You know, he trains with DuBronx. So a lot of fun ones on the prelims, guys. Jai Herbert versus Padilla is pretty much a pick 'em. Should be a really fun fight here. Really, really well matched. I'd lean on the grappling more on the Padilla side, but Herbert's pretty solid. So another fun one. Prelims are pretty fun for sure. So should be fun. Starting at noon for me. First fight starts at noon. I mean, West Coast people, first fight starts at 10 a.m., huh? So yeah, it's coffee and blood, baby. Let's go. All right. First fight of the main card. We're going. It's a fun one. Nathaniel Wood versus Morgan Charrier out of France. Crazy kickboxer. He's been looking real good, man. He's been looking real good. And I think I'm kind of leaning on Charrier to get it done. Wood's a pretty good grappler. He's definitely going to try and probably push the pace in the grappling department for sure. But I'm not too sure. I think Charrier is probably going to be able to, his takedown defense will be able to get him through any weird exchanges. And he's looked good against grapplers in the past. And I don't think there's anything that Nathaniel Wood's going to throw at him that he hasn't seen already in that octagon. And I'm leaning on Charrier to get it done. Wood is very tough. He's very durable. They probably have it going the distance. Yeah, they do. Yeah, I mean, both guys are very tough. I don't know if either one's going to get finished. But you never know. But they are very durable, tough guys with granite chins. So I don't know. I'm leaning on Charrier to get it done. And I've seen Wood a couple times live myself. And both, I think he might have won one and lost one. I'm pretty sure I've seen him fight live sometime, somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe I'm tripping. Could be somebody else. He is pretty tough, though. He is pretty tough. But I like Charrier, man. I like Charrier. Next up, Jordan Vucenic versus Duncan. This is an interesting one here. Very interesting fight. Both guys, I mean, he's coming off a loss to Guram for his debut, and I remember that fight. He cracked him early, I think, and had him wobbled, but Guram rallied back and ended up winning winning late in the fight. Pretty interesting dude. He's pretty good technically. He's pretty good all around. I'd probably favor his skills over Duncan's skills all around, but I'd probably give Duncan the more explosive power early in the fight for sure. Like Duncan has that one-shot knockout power for sure. Could put anybody on their ass. Got a little subs too. Couple subs in his arsenal. And is definitely a little bit more battle tested. Got a few fights under his belt in the UFC. He's only lost once so far, coming off the Contender Series as well. So it's a pretty good matched up fight, I would say. It's tough. It's a tough one for me to call. They have Vucenic as a heavy favorite, and I think they like his skills a lot, which I did say. I think all around, he's probably the better skilled guy for sure. If you want to take a shot in the dark, I'd take it here, or even look for a first round one, because that's the only way I think Duncan gets it done. I kind of gotta lean on Vucenic to get it done. Jordan Vucenic. Probably butchering his last name, but I think he's probably get it done, especially after that loss to Guram. Caught him early, kind of gassed himself out trying to get that finish. Probably learned a lot from that fight, and is probably going to bounce back in a good way. But there's no saying that Duncan can't crack him once and put his lights out. Could definitely happen. So, but I'm leaning on Vucenic to get it done. Next up, Molly Meatball McCann back in the octagon. Hometown, homegirl, going against Tainara. Pretty interesting fight here. Molly is a heavy dog. Getting up there in age, 34. She's fighting a girl that's 5 years younger than her, and she's at a significant reach disadvantage. A little bit more volume coming from Tainara, and a little bit more on the grappling and submission side as well, in the takedowns and the subs. Let's take a look at this lady coming off the Contender Series. She went 3 rounds, couple subs in her past few fights. But yeah, this is a big jump for her, man. It's big. I mean, UFC debut going up against Molly McCann on the main event in UFC London. How's she going to handle those lights? How is she going to handle those lights? Odds makers think she's going to handle them just fine, but I don't know, man. I don't know. She seemed like she had some confidence at the weigh-ins and everything yesterday. So I don't know. Does Molly come out with a vengeance? Is this girl just going to steamroller like the odds say? They have the sub at plus 325 for Tainara. Fight to go the distance, yes, minus 200. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's women's MMA too. You never know. Yeah, I think could be possible, bro. Could be very possible. She did look like she was in shape, ready to go. I'll give her that much. She did do the Nina drama interview, so that's never a good sign now. I think she they did a stat. I think somebody did a stat, and people that go on the Nina drama show are I think it's 4 and 20 something. I forgot what it was. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if Drake bet on her either. If Drake bet on her, then definitely stay away. Run for your life. But yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe she bounces back. Fighting at home too. I don't know. When was her last fight? Yeah, it was at home. It's Manchester. Yeah, she lost to Bruna Brazil. Beat Belbita, though. Stolyarenko. Blanchfield's a tough one, man. I think this is the one she got injured. A lot of people think she's finished. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. Would I like to see her win? Absolutely. Absolutely. But the numbers, man. It's just going to be a lot more coming her way. She's probably going to end up fading, I think. She's probably going to end up fading. What do we got? Fight will tell the tale. Yeah, it's a big. This is probably she might hang him up in there. Might hang him up in there. Who knows? Have Tainara on all my parlays. Tainara by third round subby. I want her to win big time. Love my. Yeah, I think we all kind of got a soft spot in our heart for Molly Meatball. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But odds are definitely against her. And I'm leaning on Tainara, especially not just the odds, but the stats too. Stats too. Molly's only place Molly's better at is her striking accuracy, but Tainara's throwing almost 2 more strikes a minute than Molly's throwing. And yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm leaning on Tainara. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna go with Tainara. Now it gets a little interesting here. Kevin Holland versus Gunny Nelson, baby. Gunner pretty much only fights in Europe. Once in a while too, not even on every European card, but whenever he feels like he wants to go in there and do his thing, he gives the UFC a call and makes it happen. So Gunner is making his return since 2023, March 18th. So he's been out of the cage for 2 years, ladies and gentlemen. 2 years out of the octagon. But he is coming off a sub, and that was against Brian Barberina. But it was a real in Brian Barberina. And, a 34-year-old Gunnar Nelson. Now we got a 36-year-old Gunner up against a 32-year-old two-loss Kevin Holland, who has been looking a little lackluster in his last few fights, guys. And it's interesting. We all know he stays super active. Doesn't really talk about what he wants his goals to be. Just keep checks coming. Doesn't really say anything else more than that. All fight week, it's been pretty, just bland answers from Mr. Holland. So I don't know how to take that. Is he taking the fight serious? Is he not taking it serious? I don't know, man. I don't know how to read the guy. After watching him fight a million times and do a million interviews, you just never know what you're going to get. And it's really hard to pick. And that's probably why, I think that's probably why this line is as close as it is, or it's pretty much a pick 'em here because, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know because, he definitely has the talent to win this for sure. I mean, dude's got almost a 10-inch reach advantage on Gunnar Nelson, bro. 10-inch reach advantage. 81 inches to 72 inches. Just seeing that, you would think Holland's going to be able to stand away from this dude and pick him apart the whole night, throwing kicks and punches without having to really engage in anything, right? And then, I didn't even look at the stats and on everything and in the history of the UFC when there's been a nine or more inch reach advantage. What happened? How many times has the guy with the bigger reach won? I would love to see that stat. Because yeah, dude, look at on paper, you got a 10-inch reach advantage with 3 times the amount of volume coming back at you. How's he plus money? It's because his attitude, bro. People just don't know what they're gonna get with this guy on fight day. It's wild. And we've seen him piece people up. Gunner's a great grappler, so I'm sure Gunner's gonna try and initiate the takedowns and stuff like that. But Kevin Holland's he's a jiu-jitsu guy too. So he should be able to hold his own theoretically down there, or at least with his significant size and reach advantage, should at least be able to, work his way back up. Yeah, and I agree with you, Real. I agree with you. You better care for this one. He might be on the chopping block. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I know after all his antics, maybe he toned it down and is just acting nonchalant and just not trying to get into anything because how bad it was his last fight with the whole Rampage drama surrounding his entire fight week. That whole Rampage thing when he went on the Rampage show and was going nuts. So maybe that's why he came out this week, just like, nonchalant, not trying to get into any BS or drama. Just, I'm showing up for a check, da 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 da. Maybe that's, I'm trying to think that's whatever, but because I don't know, man. Because I want him to win, bro. I want him to win. On paper, this guy should steamroll this dude. If he uses his God-given talents, he should fucking destroy him, especially at 170. Where he was killing everybody at 170 when he fought at 170. Yeah, and he's trying to fight reporters. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know. I really want him to win, though. I really want him to win. I don't think Gunner sitting out 2 years in that 34 to 36 year age did him any favors. But man, I'm hoping Kevin Holland wins, bro. I'm hoping Kevin Holland wins, bro. Better use that 10-inch reach, man. Them kicks and them arms. Make it happen, bro. Make it happen. To keep the checks coming. Come on. Come on. Even though I'm a big Gunner fan, but I mean, dude, on paper, this should not be an easy. This should be an easy fight for Kevin. Next up, another guy coming off of a long layoff. Our good friend, Jan, Polish Power, going up against a tough Carlos Ulberg. Been on a tear. Absolute tear. Size pretty much evenly matched here. Ulberg's a little bit taller. Jan's a little shorter, but Jan's got a little bit of the reach, 1-inch reach. You got a lot more volume that's going to be coming from Ulberg. Jan's could probably initiate the takedowns, but he definitely throws power shots for sure. We haven't seen Jan in a while either. He's been out since that Pereira fight. 2 years almost as well. Just like Gunner almost. So damn near 2 years out of the octagon. He had multiple shoulder surgeries. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the odds makers aren't liking that time off, as well as he's 42 years old now, up against a 34-year-old bull in Ulberg. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be a tough task for Jan. I think the only way Jan wins this is if he knocks him out, bro. I don't think he's going to be able to outmuscle Ulberg anywhere in this fight. He's going to have to knock him out with a clean shot, bro. He's going to have to knock him out clean. I don't know if he's going to be able to make that happen. His KO is plus 700. So if anybody wants to sprinkle a little something on this fight just for shits and giggles, maybe that's what you're looking at. But fight to go the distance is even money. So they think it's probably going to finish at it's a toss up, right? But Ulberg has looked great. He has looked great. He's been tearing people up. did go to a decision against Uzdemir. A lot of people didn't expect Uzdemir to look as good as he did, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting fight. It'll be an interesting fight. You would think he will, but I don't know, man. That then shoulder surgeries. I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know. That time off is tough, bro. That time off is tough. Plus, he's 42 now. It's tough. It's a tough one. Might be one you wanna maybe not hit pre-fight, see how he looks as the fight starts. But yeah, man, you never know what you're getting with 40-year-old guy taking a 2-year layoff. It's tough. I don't think he'll be able to hold him down. But I do think if he does win this fight, it's gonna be the Polish power. He's gonna have to catch him. He's gonna have to catch him with one. But I don't know, man. This year just seems like it's the changing of the guard in a lot of divisions. Middleweight, we saw Imavov take Izzy's spot. Alberg, I think, is gonna take Jan's spot here. So love me some Jan. Love me some Jan. But 42 years old, coming off of multiple shoulder surgeries. I don't know, bruh. I don't know, bruh. I don't think I could back him on this one. Not until I see the finished product at the end of the fight. But pre-fight, I don't think I could roll with him. Don't think I can. All right, that was the co-main event. And now we move into the main event of the evening. Leon Edwards going up against Sean Brady, coming in on somewhat short notice as there has been a lot of switch up with the welterweight division. JDM took the title shot because Shavkat was injured. He was initially slated here against Leon. And now Sean Brady steps in, which is, I don't know, it's probably a tougher matchup for Leon, in my opinion. Jack Della Maddalena being mainly a boxer, striker. He's a good grappler, but, he'd rather stand and bang with people versus Sean Brady, who's somebody who is going to really shoot for the takedowns, try and initiate grappling exchanges, initiate the clinch. A lot in his fights, and he is somebody who's always trying to find submissions when he has control positions. So it's a little bit of a different fight for Leon. But not to say that Leon hasn't also fought the best grapplers and wrestlers in his weight class, as well as the champion fighting Kamaru Usman multiple times, fought Bilal. So he has fought top tier grapplers and wrestlers. So he kind of should, know what to expect here. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I think the odds makers are favoring Sean Brady. They like his style. They think the blueprint's out on Leon, especially after seeing what Bilal did to him in his last fight. Brady coming off of that win against Gilbert Burns looked really good. Granted, Burns is getting up there in age too, but he did what he needed to do and looked really good against Gilbert Burns. So they're thinking Brady's pressure, it's going to look maybe similar to how the Bilal versus Leon fight looked. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Does Leon still got that fire in him, guys? What do you guys think, man? What do you guys think? Because I'm not too sure. Press conferences and all that stuff was a lot of just talk about losing his belt, and not so much as Brady thinks he's overlooking him. He's thinking about what's next, But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. They got Leon as the dog at home in England. It's a tall task for Sean. Very big step up in competition for sure. Former champ. I mean, sub Gastelum, beat Burns 5 rounds. Did go 5 rounds there too. So, um, last loss was to the champ. But I mean, he's fought some pretty decent guys, but definitely guys at the tail end of their careers. All three of these guys, I would say, are at their best wars were past them at this point of their careers. So, do we think Leon's best wars are past him at this point in his career? That's the question. That's the $1,000,000 question here. Does Leon still have that dog in him to dig deep and make this a war? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Don't forget to get your TFSPs in the chat. Um, yeah. I mean, Leon, he's definitely gotten better in the grappling too. So maybe he corrects some things. Would be interesting if he got the win. Maybe he goes back in there, tries to get his belt back. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Yeah, Cole, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. I'm gonna go with Brady, dude. I'm gonna go with Brady. I'm gonna go with Brady. It's gonna ragdoll Leon again. Sorry, guys. Leon gets ragdolled. We get a nice speech from the coach. Third, fourth round. Come on, Leon! Gotta see that. Gotta see that. I'm gonna go with Brady. Brady shakes up the top of the weight class and some fresh blood all at the top of the welterweight division, forcing people that are holding their spots to fight, like Usman and whoever else is up there. So shake up the division, Sean Brady. Do it for us. Do it for us. And that's what we got for today, everybody. Last call to get your TFSPs in the chat. We are going to run this bad boy right now. 2 names are going to get spit out of this. And each one of those people will get a UFC strike rare moment. Make sure you DM me or message me in Discord if I don't know your YouTube name, so that way I can get it over to you accordingly. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys hanging out today. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on the video if you haven't already. Sub to the channel as well. And good luck, folks. Good luck. I'm going to run the first one right now. Here we go. Boom. First name on the list is Real. You dirty dog. Congratulations, brother. Congratulations. Last call to get your TFSPs in there. We got a rigged from the man himself. Fights do start in about 15 minutes, so don't forget to get your pick'ems in. UFC Strike pick'ems, my pick'ems. Don't forget to, there's no poker right now. Poker's after the fights, so poker's going to start after the fights. Last call for your TFSPs. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. Last one's going to MMA. Fight Fi. Congratulations. DM me, and we'll get that over to you. But that's all I got for today, folks. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Should be some good fights tonight. I'm looking forward to it. And till next time, I am out of here. Peace.
The guy named Diddley had a dream so big it made him feel all giddy. He loved UFC, the fights and the thrills, so he started a podcast to share all the chills. Oh, Diddley's on the mic with the final strike, talking UFC, NFTs all night. From the octagon to the blockchain, he's got the hype. Tune in, listen up, it's the final strike. Break down the fights, every punch and kick. Analyze the moves, every trick and flick, comparing each fighter, their strengths and flaws. Diddley's insights would leave you in awe. Oh, Diddley's on the mic with the final strike, talking UFC, NFTs all night. From the octagon to the blockchain, he's got the hype. Tune in, listen up, it's the final strike. Every punch and kick, analyze the moves, every trick and flick, comparing each fighter, their strengths and flaws. Diddley's insights will leave you in awe. Oh, Diddley's on the mic with the final strike, talking UFC, NFTs all night. From the octagon to the blockchain, he's got the hype. Tune in, listen up, it's the final strike. NFTs and fighters, a digital blend. Diddley's got the scoop, he's always on trend. From rare collectibles to the latest bout, the Final Strike podcast, there's never a doubt. Listeners from afar, they gather around for Diddley's insights, the best in town. With every episode, his fame would grow. The Final Strike podcast, the ultimate show. Even when the market's tough and times are lean, Diddley's resilience shines, he's always keen. Through highs and lows, he stands his ground. In the world of UFC, he's renowned. Oh, Diddley's on the mic with the final strike, talking UFC, NFTs all night. From the octagon to the blockchain, he's got the hype. Tune in, listen up, it's the final strike. Podcast stream, bringing UFC and NFTs to the mainstream. With every word, he lights up the night. The Final Strike podcast, shining so bright.